What's up, Rovers? Today we're going to be looking at a question I keep getting asked lately. Do Echo substats matter? Well, yes and no. See, I'm sure many of you are a bit further in the game now after an entire week. Perhaps you've 100%ed everything. Perhaps you've only just finished the story and started considering the roguelite, tower, or holograms for the first time. What is probably clear to you is that no matter how far you got, there is not enough free Echo EXP to build up your teams up in the game. There's only enough to get 3 characters, with all 5 max level 25 gold Echoes once, and only if you complete everything. So what is free Echo EXP? It's Echo EXP coming from one-time sources, like exploration, questing, and the non-refreshable shops like Souvenir, which do not require wave plates. The Elusive Realms and Coral Currency Pity Shop are also limited by patch. There's also only enough Union EXP in the game right now to realistically reach around level 37 naturally if you don't use your Crystal Solvents yet or daily refresh with Astrite. This means that we have not yet reached Union 40 for most players, and thus domains can still give better rewards in the future. Why am I mentioning Union level? During CBT2, the simulation training NPC in Jinzhou City used to have an Echo EXP sealed tubes farm. As many of us know, the Echo farm itself was much worse in CBT2 if you played then or watched, with only about 1/4 of the elites existing. And the current Echo pity system we learned of recently did not exist back then either. In exchange, Kuro actually removed the dedicated sealed tubes farming mode from sim training when they did the Echo farm rebalance. Now, the only way to get sealed tubes repeatedly is from Tacit Fields. It also costs 60 wave plates instead of the 40 it cost for sim training before. You also don't get as much sealed tubes as before. What I'm trying to say is that while substats matter, it is a lot more important to get your team's skills, ascensions, and weapon ascensions sorted out. That takes a lot of wave plates as well, but the results are clear, permanent upgrades instead of rolling the Echo substat RNG. It takes over 1 full day's worth of wave plates to get a single gold Echo from 0 to 25. A full day plus. Just like several of the other gacha games many of us have played in the past, the equipment gearing system, be it relics, artifacts, echoes, etc., is all or nothing. It's the last thing you want to chase, the substats on echoes. For example, look at Verena. Her level 60 Forte circuit skill node grants you more damage to your entire team. This is guaranteed, and it's very noticeable versus incremental small upgrades on your substats. You should grab this. It only costs about 1/3 to half a day's worth of resin. Wave plates. And your DPSs? Get those minor notes that give 2% attacker element buff. It all adds up, and in the end, it's also guaranteed. It will make you stronger immediately now to make your farming easier. And remember, you will want 3 teams for the final layer of tower adversity. Focus on your skills and ascensions of your 3 main teams, and make sure your 3 DPSs are fully built out before even considering re-rolling for substats on echoes. It's not even 100% EXP transfer when you feed one echo into another. You lose 20%, only 80 carries over. Please trust me, there are much better things you can do with your time after you farmed up good echo base stats between Union 30 and 39. Don't replace your current echoes yet unless you're still running purples. Work on everything else. Wait until Union 40. Burn your wave plates then for better return on sealed tubes when you start grinding your substat reroll RNG. For reference, players have been able to clear basically everything that is reasonably available without caring about substats. You can full clear layer 2 of tower with trash substats on echoes. I did this as soon as I hit Union 30. If I go back now, I can probably full clear both halves. At Unions 30, you get level 60 for weapons and units, and that is enough. You can clear every single hologram up to level 70 without needing good substats. I literally nerfed my Spectro Rover to not use Spectro damage percent and was running 0 gear on my supports except just to activate 5-piece Echo set buffs. And we still cleared Tempest Mephis, the biggest bullet sponge of all of the holograms, level 70 within the time frame. Please focus on the more important stuff first, and only consider gambling your time on substats after Union 40. It's literally just a waiting game to get there. If you just do your dailies, we'll all be at Union 40 plus in about 2 weeks time or less. Union 50 plus is when substats might actually start mattering mandatory, because that's when you're deep into endgame and don't have much left to min-max. Or in the case of what we had back in PGR, there's a good chance that Kuro will start adding content that will push your face in, where you will want every last bit of DPS you can get, which is where substats will become super important. Anyways, hopefully that clears up my thoughts on the substats debate. Also, once you run out of substat tuners from exploration and quests, good luck. I've had many people worried coming to me asking about guides quoting certain substat breakpoints and things to aim for crits and whatever. Remember that these are optimal splits to replicate proper rotations and performance. It is okay to take your time. Not everyone is lucky. Not everyone is a Giga Chad running perfect rotations. Not everybody has the time to clean out the entire map. It's also perfectly okay and worth it to level up attack % gold echoes instead of elemental % in the meantime. It's usually a less than 5% total DPS difference. Always to check guide upload dates, as some were made preemptively and use old breakpoints from CBT2 references. For example, you only ever need somewhere around 1 to 2 energy regen rolls on main DPS now, as Kuro buffed energy gain on 1.0 launch. Sub DPS might need a bit more depending on rotations, but remember to have fun. See the guides as well, a guide to work towards, rather than something you need to immediately have now. Besides, your gear is only as good as the rotations you learn to do in WoWa, because that's what the game is based around. Cheers! If this is your first time watching, feel free to leave a like or better yet subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Stick around if you want to see interesting videos on a nearly daily basis. Don't miss out on any of that, do you? That'll be it for this video. Thank you all for watching and see you all next time.